food miles, emission trading schemes, coal, extreme weather, climate change. It seems it doesn't matter where you look these days, environmental issues are increasingly at the forefront of agriculture. Greenpeace has been targeting dairy giant Fonterra, exposing what it says are corporate practices that undermine both our trading image and the planet. Greenpeace climate campaigner Vanessa Atkinson says that Fonterra, as New Zealand's biggest carbon emitter, needs to shape up and switch to more sustainable behaviour.
Unfortunately, it's what Fonterra is doing and what is happening in New Zealand that's the problem. All that Greenpeace is doing is drawing attention to it and really giving Fonterra and the New Zealand government an opportunity to do something about it. If we don't let people know, that other people will find out, and already there have been articles in The Guardian in the UK which have highlighted the misstep, I guess, between how New Zealand likes to portray itself as being clean and green, but the actual high emissions and lack of climate policies on the ground. Climate change is an issue that every single person on the planet needs to be concerned about. It's going to affect all of us in massive ways, from food production through to economic implications, migration. It's going to affect every aspect of all of our lives. For people who are working in the primary industries such as agriculture, then that really hits home even faster and earlier and harder. And I think that some of the droughts and floods and so on that we're really starting to see increasingly in New Zealand over the last few years are a taste of what's to come.
Increasingly, Greenpeace is adopting confrontational methods to highlight what it says are Fonterra's environmentally damaging practices. Earlier this month, Greenpeace protesters chained themselves to equipment at Fonterra's coal-fuelled Clandeboye plant in the South Island and delivered a load of what it says is a viable and sustainable alternative energy source, wood biomass. Greenpeace also staged an illegal boarding of the ship, the East Ambition, which was importing the controversial dairy feed, palm kernel, as it was anchored outside the port of Tauranga in September last year.
New Zealand is one of the biggest users of palm kernel. In 2008, the country took about a quarter of the global exports of palm kernel. So we're a big player, unfortunately. And most of that palm kernel expeller ends up on dairy farms for uses as animal feed. It's a huge issue, it's a very concerning issue, and I think that it's just something that I don't think New Zealanders want to have any part of.
In fact, Greenpeace believes New Zealand's dairy industry needs to reassess its approach to production and says a major change is necessary.
I think that New Zealand needs to look at how it farms and how it dairy farms. The intensive dairy model that Fonterra currently uses requires high stocking rates, lots of high cost inputs like palm kernel expeller, fertiliser and so on to really drive up milk production. However, lots of studies have shown that there's a better way to do that which actually can deliver better profits for farmers and a lower impact to the environment and the climate. And that's a smart farming technique, which is basically low input farming, lower stocking rates, focusing on looking after the condition of the soil, but the real benefit for farmers is it can result in greater profits because they don't have those expensive inputs.
During Greenpeace's recent protests, Fonterra told the media that it runs one of the largest energy efficiency programs in the country, and that Greenpeace should try talking with Fonterra rather than engaging in dangerous stunts. Fonterra was not available for any further comment. Benedict Collins, Country 99 TV News.